I used to be of the opinion that I had to be perfect, where everything that I did was done right or not done at all. So if I was trying to talk to a new individual, I would have to come up with a way to be a perfect conversationalist, to get the conversation going and in the perfect direction that I wanted it to make the other person think I was a fantastic individual. Or if I was trying to talk to a girl, I would think that it would have to go perfectly, exactly the way I wanted it to. The girl couldn't reject me because that would be a mark of my failure, that I made a mistake or something was wrong with me, or any other experience that was new or novel within my life. If I couldn't do it right the first time, it was probably better to just not try at all. And so instead of empowering me to become this perfect, non mistake making person, all it did was hold me back from doing anything new. It kept me in my comfort zone, made me feel like I was settling for less, and I guess it just made me think I could be doing so much more, so much better. It gave me a deep seated sense of dissatisfaction, of inadequacy for who I was, based off a completely illogical reason in the first place, right? Thinking that I was a bad person, thinking that I wasn't enough because I was aiming to be perfect and I couldn't reach that standard. That's what I want to say, because when you try to be perfect, when you try to do everything right within your life, all that happens is you're holding yourself back. You may think you're setting yourself a high standard, that you're trying to improve and become a better person for it, but you're just setting yourself a standard you know you could never reach, and it is a form of self sabotage. Because think about it, what seems like it's going to give you more progress, more growth, more self respect? Setting yourself a goal you can never reach, or accepting the fact that you make mistakes and using those to get better every single day? Because those are the two options that you really have, and it comes down to like the fixed mindset and the growth mindset, as it does in so many aspects of life. But think about it. In the growth mindset, it's the complete opposite of what I've just said up till now, where your failure is not a judgment of your character, where doing it perfect is not the goal. Rather, the goal comes down to you putting in the best effort you possibly can, making those mistakes, and using those as valuable learning tools to become a better person, to improve in the area you're currently working on, and use it to further your growth. Because that's all we can really hope for, right? Life is not perfect, life is chaotic, and the more you try to do things right, the more you try to keep the boat from rocking side to side, the less happiness and satisfaction you will have in life. The more you will disappoint yourself, the more you will feel like you're not living up to your ideal standard. Because it's not an ideal, it's an impossibility. Life is chaotic. We will make mistakes. It is not going to be a perfect ride from one end to the other. And excuse me, failing to recognize this will just leave you unhappy. You're not going to make progress. You're not going to get better. You're not going to become the sort of person you want to be. And so you may think trying is not worth it at all. But effort is the hallmark of success. Every person you look up to, every person who's successful or getting their way up to success, they are working hard. And I struggle with this too. I want to be a better person. I want to be a harder worker. A lot of the time I find myself holding myself back. Right? Recently I've been thinking, should I even post YouTube videos anymore? There's so many people so much better than me that I can't make videos as good as them, so I might as well not try. Right? The mindset of trying to be perfect is coming back once again, thinking that if I can't be perfect, if I can't be 1 million subscriber level, what's the point in even trying? Yet, there's always a reason to try. You don't need to do things right to get better at it. You just need to get started before you know how and learn from your mistakes. Because the more you fail, the more you learn, and the greater your progress, your gains will be. If you never go to the gym, but just spend all your time thinking about how you're going to create a workout plan, what your split's going to look like, how you're going to look like in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, but you never actually go and take action, it doesn't matter how much you plan, how much you intellectualize, you just aren't going to make progress. And so that should be your focus, right? How am I going to make progress? Because once you start making progress, you can focus on how to optimize that, how to start increasing on top of it and becoming better for what you are doing. But if you don't even start, if you don't even set yourself a reference point or a standard for working harder, improving, you're going to be perpetually disappointed. For example, I had a win today. I wrote 7 pages of my novel today, and it feels good. I just sat down and wrote my normal 4 pages, which is my minimum limit. Then I felt like, hey, I should write a bit more. So I wrote a 5th page. I asked myself the same question. Hey, I'm going to write a little bit more. I wrote a 6th page. And then a 7th. And I called it a day. Getting up to this point where I could just sit down and work, I went in with the mindset of thinking, I'm just going to put my best work down. It's not about the time. It's not about how much I'm writing. It's about my quality and actually enjoying what I'm doing. And I didn't get to this point until I had worked for reaching a minimum standard of pages for about 3 to 4 months before this, where I wrote 4 pages every single day, even if I wanted to, even if I didn't really want to write on a day. I guess it's a bit of a ramble. I guess that didn't really connect as well as I wanted it to. But before you can start reaching for the higher levels of success, such as writing more pages every single day, you got to start with the tiny incremental steps to build up to it, right? If you start a habit tracker or something to help change your life or keep you more accountable for your actions, start with 1 or 2 habits. Then when you can master those and consistently do them, you add another habit. When you get that under your belt, you add another one and another one. And you add it incrementally. It's not about doing everything all at once. You don't need to be perfect to get started. You just need the self-awareness to realize you will make mistakes. Mistakes are an inevitability within life. You need to accept them. Ask yourself, how can I learn from my mistakes? Because mistakes aren't judgment. They're the fact that you're human, and they teach you how you can improve. Right? Mistakes are probably one of the best things you can use to learn from within your life. So stop trying to do everything perfectly. Stop trying to be the perfect individual and realize you can start before you know how. You don't need to be perfect. All you need is a willingness to grow, to make your mistakes and learn from them, to realize that you will never be perfect and you don't need to be. You just need to be good enough. And that comes from making the progress, not from thinking that, oh, I have to start when I'm good enough. You learn. You learn every single day, and you scaffold your way up to where you want to go. So that's all for this video. If you enjoyed this content, consider subscribing. But besides that, peace!